was set out by our party to conduct primaries for Ondo State gubernatorial election. Regrettably, the election did not take place. It didn't hold. There were mere allocation of figures to contestants. A young man who came second withdrew from the race 2 weeks before the election. But for the affirmation of figures, it was allocated reasonable figures. The interesting thing to tell you is that I was not even able to vote in my own primary election. I called the national chairman to inform him that I couldn't vote. And the summary of it was that by 7 p.m., he sent the electoral team from my local government to my house to cast my vote. And I told him my house is not designated as one of the polling units. So I won't be able to cast a vote in my own house. I respectively sent the committee away because my house is not a polling unit center. That is the extent to which you cannot take care of internal democracy in our dear country. And what we have decided to do is simple. We will not take law into our hands, but we fight to Supreme Court by legal instruments. What we saw in Ondo, April 20, was a mega fraud of the democratic processes, which should not be allowed to stay, not because of my own personal interests, but for the interests of Nigerians yet unborn, and including those who are also living. Now, what I have done this afternoon in a short form is to compile the evidence and let you have copies so that you know what to write. Now, we are going to INEC to ask for a satisfied true copy of the original of all that was filed in respect of Ondo election. We took it graphically, local government by local government, word by word. In a table compiled by us, we saw that 157 of the words, INEC said, no election, not me, no election. Election did not take place in our presence. We simply lifted those INEC words and then put in the table for everyone to see. We have 203 words in Ondo State. If INEC can say there's no election in 80% of those words, then obviously you know that the doctrine of substantial compliance is in breach. So before I run up, I will create little time to allow you to distribute 15 copies of the report I brought. You can share it one after the other so that I can present it. Please, can you distribute it around? Some can distribute this side. You can have 2 to 1. Ilaje is the local government of the governor, the current governor that took over from Maketi, and is the local government of my dear brother, Chief Olushola Oke. Ilaje, if you see the report, you can see in the stamp of the front page of the report, is satisfied true copy from INEC. Now go to the next page, please. Page 2 of that report, you see INEC. That is INEC report. And you see the stamp, satisfied true copy of the original. Go to the third page so that we don't waste our time. Look at the conclusion. Just read the conclusion. In view of the above, election did not take place in Ilaje local government and results were not given to the monitors. You have seen that. That is the whole Ilaje that contained 12 words. Move to the next page very quickly. You will see Ondo East there. That is INEC report with satisfied true copy. Go to the next page. You see the conclusion there. And then you will see the conclusion there. The All Progressive primary was monitored but at the ward and local government level, electoral officers was at the local government collation center, civil center, Bolorunduro, where they claim they are getting all the results and announce the result. Note, no document were given to the monitoring team, both at ROA and local government. They said all documents were in Akure. You do see how election took place in Bolorunduro. Documents are in Akure, and then nothing is happening here. That is another 12 local governments, 12 wards. Now move to Irele, the next one. You see INEC document, so we simplify this for you from the result. You see Irele. You move to the next page, you see INEC report, then look at the conclusion. The AP primary in the local government could not be monitored due to the above reasons. All the staff deployed shared to return to the office. Hence, APC primary at Irele did not hold. Did you see it? That is the third local government. Move to the next local government, Ondo Southeast. The electoral officer did a very good job here. You can see the report there. Now he itemized it, look at word by word. So you can see in the next page you see Ipimi Ward 1. Did you see it? Look at the remark. Election did not conducted in our presence. It was not conducted in our presence. Now you see Ipimi 2. That is Ward 2. Election was not conducted in our presence. You go to the next ward, all like that. And then you see up to how many wards there? You see up to 12 wards. So you will now go to the conclusion to show you no election. The election did not take place in that local government. You can see that clearly as we put. The World Congress of All Progressive Party, ROA, Ward 3, was not concluded. And no deployment of planning electoral committee as well. So you can see that no election. You keep moving on to the conclusion. World Congress in all APC in Ward 5 was not conducted. You can see that. Then you move from there to Ifedore. That's the next local government. Now in Ifedore, look at INEC report and satisfy through copy. And then go to the conclusion. Conclusion in Ifedore, the election of APC primary was not held in our presence due to unavailability of electoral material to be used and absence of electoral organizing committee in all the 10 registered wards. So the monitors left in the evening. So in Ifedore again, no election in 10 wards. You move from there. Recommendation: the party executive should align with members at the grassroots and conduct town democracy. You go to Akure North. Akure North. You see the INEC report. This is not my report. Satisfied through copy obtained. And then you go straight to the conclusion over there. You see election was not organized and properly done in 12 wards. So you can see that in the conclusion. Then you go to Akure South. So we've done this for you to really have a good grasp of local government by local government, how INEC reported the election. So you see, if you go straight down, you will see clearly in the next page there, we're in Akure South. The designated venue, St. Peter's Secondary Unity School, Oyemekun, Akure, was totally empty because there was no presence of security and even Congress panel throughout the day. In summary, nothing took place at the venue. Did you see it? This is INEC. Because all of you owe this country duty to sustain this democracy we all fought for. So you can see what has happened in that place. The next local government there in that report is Akure North. This is Akure North. You can see the INEC report there. And then you go straight to the conclusion of how it happens. So you can see clearly Ward 10 and on, collation at AG level before conclusion. All members of staff assemble at the party secretariat in Okeagbe. After the process at the ward ended, we waited there expecting electoral panel to arrive in the venue, which did not. We had to leave the venue for security reasons at 6:45. Hence, no collation was held at the local government level. Did you see that? That is not my report or my agent report. This is INEC report. The next one, you move to Ondo. And then you see here, election was not held in four wards out of 10. After that, you move to Ileolujio-Kegbo. The same thing, Collation Center was under lock and key. Then after that, you move to Okitiwukwa. Election was not held in 10 out of 13 wards. After that, you move straight to the next local government. Odigbo, you see again, Collation Center was under lock and key. Then the last one, which I also attach here for you to see, which is very embarrassing. Now I prove to you that I do election in 15 local government. Now, if I come with my display of word to word, I've done this in a table where you see I put 203 words and I put INEC comment in each of those words. And that's why I told you in 159 of those 203, nothing happened. Now, if you look at the last letter attached here, the letter was written by Ododo on the day of the election. Look at the date on that letter, 28th of April. Ododo wrote to INEC. In the first paragraph that underlined there, you can see it. He said, please defer to our earlier letter dated 5th April, wherein we requested for a change in the state collation center. So on that day of election, 28th, where we're supposed to assemble now and collate the result of the election, Ododo changed the venue. Now, in this letter he sent to INEC, signed by him, you can see it, Ododo and Omo Agege. Now, in this letter, they did not indicate what is it? Whatever you call it. So now, in this letter that Ododo signed, you will see that he did not indicate to INEC where the new center for collation is. He only told INEC, today is the election, I have changed the collation center. Where is the new collation center? Nobody knows. And we as aspirants, I particularly, are supposed to know where the collation center is in the state, so that my collation officer can go there and witness what is happening. So you have seen very clearly that election did not take place in all these LGs, because Supreme Court said the fact that the election didn't take place in one local government does not mean that it didn't take place. It can vitiate the election in the entire state. So what we are now asking Supreme Court is that the fact that election did not take place in 15 out of 18 local government, then what happened? So that's exactly what we have done. And the fact that election did not take place in 80% of the wards in the state, 159 out of 203, then what happened here? And we have now have approached the court as a law-abiding citizen, and the matter was filed within 14 days. Electoral law says you must file within 14 days after the complaint purported election. So I filed at the Federal High Court, and then from tomorrow we have served APC head office, and they have acknowledged receipts. So they have 7 days to respond to our complaint, and then thereafter we then start the fireworks. You know, this is just what I've come to report. So if you have questions, you can take your questions. There's no election, and you should feel pain in your body that this can happen in a democratic society. Internal democracy is sacrosanct to democratic development. So what we are saying here is that no election in this number of local government, not about somebody robbing somebody's back. My back is already well robbed. I don't expect a new person to rob my back. Thank you.